day. I hope you had a lovely day so far. Now today's project is going to be a quick and easy one using some soap making supplies, especially those fragrance oils that does not play nice in our cold process soap. We're going to get a job for them. And this is a nice stocking filler, so if you missed your 4 to 6 weeks curing period to make soap for Christmas, then this is going to be a perfect one for you. Okay, we are going to make little scented sachets. So we're going to use those naughty fragrance oils. All you're going to need is a jar with a tight fitting lid, some vermiculite, some kind of clay, and then your fragrance oil. So the ratio that I'm going to use here is half a cup of vermiculite, 1 tablespoon of bentonite clay, and 1 tablespoon of fragrance oil. Now the clay, you can use any other kind of clay as well. You can even use cornstarch or arrowroot powder or something like that. It's just to fix the scent in the clay a bit. And the vermiculite is just to make some space, or fill up some space rather. And it's also very absorbent, so it will keep your fragrance oil together as well. The amount of fragrance oil, that is also personal taste. If you want to use less, you're welcome. More might be a little bit overwhelming, I'm not sure. So it depends on how strong your fragrance oil are. So yeah, I've used some fragrance oil that was gifted to me by a company that I bought other fragrance oils from. So these were samples. They do not play nice in cold process soap, so I've had them for I think many years now. So this is a good time to use them for something else. Okay, then you're just going to mix them up quite thoroughly. You're going to shake them through, and what you're going to do is you're going to leave them for about 24 hours just to make sure that all the oils are absorbed properly. You can even make it a week in advance if you want to. So this is something that you can do one night, late at night. Shake it up and just put it to a side until you get time to do the sachets as well. Right, step 1 is done. Guys, step 2 is going to be to make our little sachets. Now these guys, I've made it beforehand just to show you what they look like. You're going to use some scrapbooking paper. This is a full-size scrapbooking paper. Or what I found was this designer paper stack. It's quite nice. It's 6 by 6 inch squares, or 15.2 by 15.2 centimeter squares. I love the designs. The designs are just so pretty, and all of them go together. So it doesn't matter how you put them together, they just look if they fit. That's something that I usually struggle with, is just to make stuff not looking overdone. Okay, so these are the smaller ones. The scrapbooking paper, what I've did here is I've cut it in half, so you can make 2 sachets from one. It's going to be a little bit larger than the others. So here's a sample, one that I folded just to show you it's a little bit bigger than the others. So if you want more smelly stuff, then you make a big one. Otherwise you can make the small ones. Okay. It's not important to have the exact sizes. This is actually a very intuitive kind of thing that you can do. So I've marked them out beforehand for if you want specific sizes. Okay, for this one I've used 25 centimeters in width, which was also 10 inches, or roundabout. I rounded them down or up just to make it much easier. So it's 25 centimeters across and 15 centimeters or 6 inches in height. And then you're going to also have a 1 centimeter or half an inch, round about a half an inch at the bottom. You're going to fold them back towards the middle. Exact size doesn't matter, it must just overlap quite a little bit that you can glue them together easily. And then the corners, just make sure that you make the left and the right one the same size. For this I actually marked them out the 3 by 3 centimeter or a 1.5 inch. You can make it larger, you can make them smaller, so the angle doesn't really matter, as I say, as long as it's just the same size both sides. Okay, if you score your paper, it's just going to bend much easier and much more neater. I'm using a all clay tool here, so it's not a real proper boning tool, but it does the job. You can even use an old empty roller ball pen to score your paper. It does make things much easier. I'm just going to fold them over and just press them down to make them nice and neat. And if you score it, it's much easier to push the corners in. And then they are the same on both sides. There you go. Okay, we're going to cut these two pieces out in the bottom just to make it easier to fold them over and to keep it neater. You can leave it there, but then it becomes very thick and yeah, it just doesn't work as nicely. So it's much better just to cut them out. Okay, and then my glue dot. You can use any kind of glue, but this is a big excitement for me here in South Africa, especially in a small town that I live. It was like a miracle find here. I know in America and so on, this stuff is very old news. Actually, it's old news as well, but to get it, it was quite difficult. So yeah, you must decide if you want to fill your sachet from the top, or if you're going to want to fill it from the bottom. You can do both sides, doesn't really matter, that's personal choice. So I'm just going to glue it on the bottom side, and then I will put my fragrance sachet from the top side in. Oh, this stuff is so nice, it doesn't warp paper and everything, and it's, yeah, you don't no need to wait for drying or anything. Okay, we're going to just punch a hole to put our ribbon through. Now if you're good at it, you can eyeball this. I sort of do half a measurement, half an eyeball, so the ruler just gives me an indication around about. So yeah, it might not be the most efficient way to make a hole, but it works. Okay, then you must decide on your color ribbon that's going to fit with it. And if you are indecisive like me, then somehow use both of them. Why not? You're just going to need to get a length that is long enough to go through it, and then you need to tie a knot as well in it. So just keep that in mind. Don't cut it too short, rather too long. You can always shorten it afterwards. But if it's too short, then you've got these little stubby pieces sticking out. You can print a label. The label just upsells it a little bit. I think it looked nice. You don't need to do that. You can actually this I printed on my little brother printer. Oh, that's a lovely thing to use. But you can just write it by hand and stick that on as well if you have got a nice handwriting. Okay, for the inside you're going to need some kind of bag or even a little envelope, doesn't matter. Tea bags can work as well if you've got clean tea bags. You need something to just put it in, so because if you pour it in directly and you turn your sachet upside down, then the vermiculite and stuff is going to fall out. So you just need something to keep it secure in there. And be careful not to overfill it, because if you overfill your sachet, then it bubbles up and yeah, it just doesn't look nice. And that's it. All that is left is to just string through your ribbons and tie them up. I believe you call it the overhand knot, if I'm not mistaken. And then you're done. If you haven't subscribed yet, just like and subscribe the video, and there's a little surprise at the end of this video. Or not really a surprise, it's a sneak peek on the next one. And keep an eye out for the next video. and to learn how to make a room and linen mist that's going to go with our little sachets. Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you for spending time with me, and all the best of luck and blessings, and then I'll see you guys in the next video again.